The Ashbridge family arrived in Toronto, or what was then the town of York, in 1793. They were able to go out and choose which farm lot properties they wanted. They got into a small boat and they traveled along the waterfront past the town of York, just east of the Don River. And the oral tradition within the family is that when they came into a marshy area, they blew a conch shell. Thousands of birds rose out of the marshland. And that was an indication that this was an area where finding food was not going to be a problem, and they decided this is where they were going to settle. Well into the early 1900s, it was still a farm. And it was around that time that the family started to sell off land. And today, all that's left is the 3 acres. So it went from a rural farmstead to an urban property.
Our relationship with Ashbridge Estate and Ontario Heritage was serendipitous. Ontario Heritage came to us, to Building Roots, and said, what can you do in Ashbridge Estate in this huge green space? And we thought, well, it used to be a farm. It was the last working farm in the city. And so we started in 2016, and we started with 4 little food gardens. And we grew food and then took it to the market at Queen and Sherbourne.
There's a gate, but it's not locked. It's not separated from the community. You get a lot of people who come through on the weekends and talk to us and ask, what is this? They don't know that people are growing food a few blocks from them. The community comes out and walks through it and sees it, and it's cool to tell people what's going on in their own neighborhood.
The cultural heritage at Ashbridge Estate affects us in a couple of ways. So what we're doing there is growing food, as they did. We've got an orchard, as they did. We store our tools in what was the carriage shed with 2 horse stalls. But there's a deeper layer to this as well. Because there's archaeological work done on the site, I've had the privilege of holding in my hand an arrowhead that was found nearby. And think about the person who held it last and what they were doing and what they hoped for and what they loved. So that's very moving. It's made me think of our history as a set of kind of gauze-like layers over all the whole country.
Going back to living off the land. And that's exactly what the Ashbridges came here for, to live off the land. So having active sort of agricultural production on the property again is actually quite thrilling to see, because that's exactly what the Ashbridges were doing on that land.